Hello and welcome to Mobile Friday. Today's game is EigenGauge, and honestly, I'm a little excited for this one. You may have noticed that there's not a lot of motor racing games or racing games in general on this series, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of them on the App Store. It's a genre that's mainly been won by just a couple of the big brand names. So this one, with its F-Zero X kind of aesthetic, really grabbed my attention. So yeah, you and I, let's see what happens when we start EigenGauge for the first time. Nice little bit of music. Beginning a cinematic. Yeah, there's definitely a beat to that song, isn't there? So for me, this is an iPhone Pro 14, and the dynamic island is there on the left. Oh wow. It looks really cool on TV, but on my phone, it looks even brighter and more impactful. With any Lightning iPhone, we're limited by the Lightning port. We can't put out to the TV exactly what we have on our screens. USB-C phones like the 15 are fine. Now, do we have a selection? We need diamonds. It's cool that all the ships look different. And then that one's just bonkers different. I guess it wants us to use this one. Be interesting to see if there's a tutorial. Well, there's a little hint. Collect what looks like a battery to refillability. Oh, a different song. That's nice. You'd be surprised how many games we play where it's just the same song repeated. There's quite a few locations. Again, we need diamonds or something to unlock them, so it'd be interesting to see how easy that currency is to obtain. Again, dynamic island on the left here, so you can see the text is not in the way, which is good. It makes me feel comfortable that this game might have been developed kind of with the iPhone in mind, rather than say a port from Android to iPhone. Well, this is the one not locked, so let's pick it. And yeah, let's see what we get. Do we get a tutorial? Do we get some hints? Touch the steer. Okay. It does feel like there's a tad bit of a stutter. But the controls are pretty sharp. And even though we're going somewhat fast, everything very clear, very legible. Now there are obstacles on the track which I seem to be hitting. Yeah. Now I'm not pressing anything else. I want to give the game a chance to show us tutorial to tell me what I need to do. But we already know that something about abilities that we can use. Right, what lap are we on? Oh, it's just one lap, okay. So, unlike F-Zero, where you had specific places on a circuit to recharge, here there are pickups to keep our health good. You can see our health does go down pretty quick. I've got a timer on the left counting down. So I guess there's more to this than just collecting the currency, those sort of diamond shaped things. Huh, we bounced over. We are currently first. Oh, the music's not bad. Doesn't feel out of place. Graphically, I'm very impressed. It's not... I mean, you might have noticed it's repeating, but it doesn't stick out it feels very appropriate for what's happening on screen, for the action we have. See, we're getting a plus, and I don't know what that means. We lose? I like this end song. It's kind of nice. I wonder if it's sad because we lost, or if this is just the end song in general. So, now we've played it, we know that we're not going to be told what any of the buttons do. So I'm going to hit restart, and we're going to play around with the buttons and see what happens. Looks like the controls are very nice, very quick. So someone's overtaken us. So I'm going to hit the top right one. It's not a bad effect, I don't know what it does. I was expecting it to fire something. Perhaps it's just like a shield in front of us. Well then let's hit the yellow one. Yellow's boost. I think that blue one might offer a one-hit shield. There's no audio cue for how long that shield lasts for. So many things to watch out for. It's our craft. It doesn't feel like it steers the easiest. Oh, I forgot all about time. I wasn't paying attention to that. Alright. There we go. Gotta remember to pick up the time things. These. So there's a challenge. It's not just win. It's win and collect the batteries and collect the spanners for your health. Now I can't get across one side or the other quickly. It would be nice to know what the +1s meant when we hit things, or seemingly when we hit them a lot. Does that mean +1 as in we've knocked someone out? Like a takedown, essentially? Yeah, missed. Oh, you see that? Knocked it my way. Yeah, there's one hit. Oh, we get low on health. I wonder if there's going to be an upgrade system where like the boost will last longer. If there's anything like that, or if it is just each craft is just going to feel different. I had a little bit of drift there where it didn't recognise my input. That was a little weird. At least we're still in there, but the time's getting a little tight. And the AI, it feels tough, but it doesn't feel unfair. That's an interesting balance to achieve. For me, what's not particularly clear is what this battery is charging. I think it's charging the blue one. Alright, we did it. Okay, now what happens? Level unlocked. Ah, yes, so, wait, 2 stars. how do we get the points? What would be really nice if there was a result screen which helped explain what you get for the points. Like, is a takedown worth 100 points or something like that? Maybe I'd be paying more attention to doing that. So I feel like it's a little bit bare bones in some respects. Result screen is a way of the game explaining some of its rules to you without doing a tutorial. See how quickly that overtook me? Now, is this going to be essentially a level up now? I don't mind that there's no map. I think a map would have cluttered the screen, and we have such a good draw distance in front of us, I don't think it matters that much. Every now and then, it doesn't seem to register a tap on the screen. It's only 1.01 and it does seem to be like a single person developer, so I'm out of time. Wow. It does feel a little tougher, this one. What to remember? Get time stuff. So we were not far away from like 200 gems when I last saw. It'll be interesting to see if the game will just remind us, hey, you've got this many gems, you can now use them and buy stuff. Or will the game expect us to explore all the menus and stuff? That's what I'm wondering. See, those pluses seem to be adding up on the time thing there. Like, we're +2 now. I just don't know what it means. Is it just a statistic, or is it actually useful? Okay, the arcade fun here is not bad at all. It'd be interesting. I was about to say, it'd be interesting if the opposition would explode, and that's what just happened to me. I ran out of health. This one definitely does feel a little bit more tougher than the first one we did. But I feel like that's kind of the point. Because we need to collect these crystal things to progress in terms of unlocking levels and craft, it feels like failing isn't that bad. Because if you fail, you still seem to carry over the crystals you earned. Yeah, we're very low on time. Ah, nuts. Bounced. Should have used special move. Or the ability, as the game calls it. In some ways, you kind of want there to be an arrow saying, hey, coming behind you is an enemy. Oh, time is getting really tight. Yeah, I don't know if it's very quick button presses that the game's having trouble with. But if you see my car just slowly drifting, it's probably what's happening. You can tell when I'm steering because the car angles itself to the direction you're steering. So if you just happen to see my car seemingly do nothing, it's probably just the controls. I might test this with a controller later to see what happens. Final lap. There we go. Something I like about the art style in this, how it's almost like an outline to some of it. So it doesn't look like flat graphics, there's a kind of bit of depth to them. It's kind of nice. So let's try this further. Oh, I didn't even see what stars we have. I missed that completely. Let's go, 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 go. Ah, I missed it. So remember, we've got to focus on time, health, and getting those crystals, because those crystals appear to be a currency of some sort. So that's health, crystals, battery special. The whole vehicle was just crossing the road. It's like they aimed at us. I wonder if this game's got any other modes, like a time trial would be an interesting way to get experience in these levels. Or with a simple share function via your social media of choice, there'll be a way of the game to get somewhat free publicity. And hey, I just got this on this racetrack. What can you do? Or I just took down 20 cars. Can you take down that many? Alright. Somewhat getting the hang of this now. Took my takedown. Oh, I'm getting low on health here. Nuts. I mean, the English on the screen. Total gems is fine, but total vehicles, it could be perhaps be worded a little differently. Like vehicle takedowns, vehicles destroyed, perhaps. Alright. It's nice that it doesn't seem to be some sort of health system that we have to, I don't know, recharge every 30 minutes to get a new health or something. It seems like the game is more than willing to let us just keep playing. Also, it's a little bare bones at the moment. It's not too difficult to think of ways that if a game becomes popular that the developers could expand it. Like, maybe there's a way to customize the cars. Or the vehicle, I should say. Looks like there might be different vehicle skins we could perhaps unlock, but maybe there'll be a way for us to just make it ourselves. Second lap, okay. I think we're doing alright at the moment. Oh, come on, final lap. Health's not great. I keep missing the spanners. There we go. And thankfully the spanners do a lot of health healing. Honestly, the time pickups are quite generous as well. I feel like the game, as I said earlier, isn't really punishing you for making mistakes. It isn't expecting you to be perfect. Kinda giving you multiple chances to try and come back. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, we're so close. There it is! Alright. Item unlocked. Ooh, wonder what we're gonna get. Engine? So again, this would have been the perfect point to say, hey, go back. We'll do it ourselves. This game's perhaps designed more for, should I say the hardcore gamer? Well, the more serious gamer, perhaps, rather than someone who's just casually picking it up. You can see, we can buy different colours. So where would you think the engine thing might be? I'm going to go left off the battery. Own that one equipped. So it auto-equipped it for us. That's nice to know. Something it could have said, but so ultimately, no, we didn't need to come back here because it automatically fitted it for us. What's this battery one? Dilation, quantum tunneling, sensor jamming. It's like we've got options here. And the 3 dots on the left. Mini games. It looks like they need a lot of like 2,000. How many do we have? We got 377. And while we're here, let's look at the shop. Oh, nice and simple. Hey, if you want to unlock things quicker, you can buy stuff, that makes sense. It's a shame it's not in my local currency. It seems to be locked to dollars. I'm assuming America, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't look where the developer's from. Well, let's look at the differences. This one's got more health and more speed. Well, let's buy it. Let's try this one. Now, we can unlock this one now. Hydrogen C. So how visually this is going to look different. It is different. It's not just like the texture at the bottom, it's red. The buildings are different as well. Oh yeah, the music's different. I forgot to mention that. Oh, he knocked it away from me. Yeah, all the circuits we've done so far have been around like 50 to 40 seconds roughly. It's not a long experience, which is also great if you're like commuting. You quickly get this out, have a couple of races, and you're done. It's nice. You almost want, if it's the same guy who made this, who did the music, you almost want them to put their Bandcamp link on here somewhere. Maybe there's a credits section I haven't spotted. What would be interesting, I guess, if you play this over a long time, is whether or not the enemy, if they also seem to progress at the same rate as you do. So like if you put a +6 engine in, does all the other characters have +6 engines? I imagine that's how they're going to do it to try and keep it balanced. on, there it is. Alright, first time. I guess we can try and do these 3, and then that might be the end of the video. It seems like the point in this game isn't so much to sit there and play for hours on end. It's to pick up and play arcade style game where you can increase your vehicle's abilities as you go, you can unlock colours and tracks and customization options. It kind of makes you wonder how they're going to try and not so much extend this shelf life, but what is there to do after you do the races and the mini games? And after that, is it designed to have nothing else to do? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Think about the PS1 and PS2, and to a certain point the PSP generation. Those games were often all there was. I think what would be nice if there was a possible 2-player option of multiplayer that could help keep the fun, or I know it's a little cliche, but even just reverse going around the track backwards might be fun. And plus it might be a cheaper or quicker way of adding extra content. And actually it's just old content but the other way. All the games have done it. Yeah, I don't really have too many complaints. It very much feels PlayStation, N64 kind of era gaming with a modern take on F-Zero. Nothing too complicated either. Kind of wonder if the game would do well with an F-Zero style spin attack. If the point is to knock out other drivers, perhaps a spin attack might be some way of doing that without doing a lot of damage to ourselves. I'm not saying you have to copy F-Zero to be original, but F-Zero did a lot of things right. Or a lot of things well, I should say. No harm in taking inspiration. Alright, here we go. I missed everything I wanted so far. Push me out of the way. How dare they? I need health. Time. Ah, missing it. There we go. Yeah, I said it earlier, but it's not designed that you have to pick up every timepiece to get through the level. There's a little leeway. It's not going to heavily criticize you if you miss just 1 or 2. You get a decent amount of it, and it's a decent amount of these pickups. Where they come from? When they bounce across the stage, then there's a little danger of knowing exactly where they're going to come at you. Come on first. The one way to go faster is to actually not hit anything. You're going to hit something and try and do it with the shield up. There we go. Once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad actually. Repulsor. I want to go back and see if it will give me a description of what it actually does. So is the drift, okay. I thought repulsor might be some sort of weapon to push them away. Did it just buy that without asking? I mean, I clicked it hoping that it would say what it does, but it just bought it. Like, holding down doesn't seem to do anything to give you any information of what it does. Like, there's no GIF, there's no text box just to say what they do. So let's use time dilation at least once. I don't think we've got enough money to unlock the next planet. We don't, so we have to grind a little bit. Well, let's try this with time dilation and see what that does. If it slows them down, slows me down, or speeds everyone up. Slows them down. That's not bad, actually. It's a nice little effect. You can kind of see a little bit better the special effects and how the art style looks. Yeah, we have more maneuverability in time dilation. Not too sure how that's really going to affect things for us. Maybe on some of the other levels it might be a little bit more difficult. Or maybe it will help me get across the stage to pick up the time things a little easier. What I'm going to do after this race, I'll connect the controller and see if that does anything. I don't remember seeing anything on the store page that it does controller support. We've had a couple of games in the past where that has been the case and nothing was put on the page, but you actually tried it and it's like, oh, it actually was some sort of controller support. Intentional or not. We are fourth. I wonder how many characters there are in this race. Like, are all these slow cars that we're bumping into, are they racers or are they just traffic or something? There we go, so we use time dilation and we managed to pick up something that was a little far away from us. Maybe that's how it's meant to be used, not too sure. I feel like it's a little bit too high speed for it to be immediately accessible and useful. What? No! Don't you dare come back like that. Okay. Nothing to say that we got a better high score. So I think that will do for this video, if I'm honest. I feel like we've had... Oh no. Controller, that's what I was going to do. So let me put the phone down. Pick up the controller. And turn it on. It's a Blue Series controller. Connected. That is, well, on my PlayStation background, that'll be R1 that's making that happen. So this is that one button does something, all the other buttons don't do anything. So yeah, okay, there's not controller support. In a way, I can kind of imagine this being a really cool PSP game, and I do mean that. I don't mean that in a negative, that rubbish games came out on PSP. No, this is a quick and easy pick up and play game, which would be great for a pocketable handheld. You know, get it out, like 5-10 minutes, you've done a couple races and you put it away again. This would feel kind of cool if Sony or Nintendo actually do a pocketable handheld. This game would be really cool on there. Maybe bigger than a minis style game, but yeah. So, what have you got in the name of the game? I think it's EigenGauge. A little embarrassing. But yeah, I think it's worth it. It's free to download. There was no extra gigabytes to download. It was just straight into the game. The store is not obnoxious. There are no adverts in your way. There could be more of a tutorial. Just a little, hey, this says left and right when you start. Perhaps it could let you race for like 5 or 10 seconds and then slow it down like time dilation style and say, hey, click this one, you go fast. This you go fast. You do it a couple of times. Maybe start at the second lap, it slows you down and goes, hey, this one is a shield. This is a special ability. Use batteries to collect them, and then lets you go. It's one way you can do a similar tutorial while still putting you straight into the action. And like I said, if they broke down how some of the scores are done, again, that's teaching you whilst doing in-game stuff. But yeah, this is not bad at all. There's definitely a lot of potential here as well. If it's one person doing it, then it could be a little slower, and that's not a bad thing. It just means that you play it, and it's one of those great games that you just keep on your phone. And when you get updates in the App Store, you have a look and go, oh yeah, let's play this again. Again, that's not a negative thing, that's really a positive. There's a lot of games I play that I play for this series and just delete. This is going to be one of them. This is going to hang around this game. I had fun. And if you've played it, of course, let me know what the other levels are like, or if you've got any colours or any special ships you like to use. That'd be great to know. But until the next Mobile Friday video, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, or YouTube shorts we have, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube. Over at Ko-fi, where you can get donations, including PayPal, and we have a couple of subscription tiers as well, so maybe one of them will interest you. But wherever, whenever I see you again, please take care.